So you're looking to getting into
In today's video, I will be showing you how to fix the error message. And we now need to click on Update and Security. And you now need to click on Check for Updates. As you can see, my system is up to date, but I do have an optional update to install. But I'm not going to actually install this update. But if you do have one and you do want to install it, then you can do. But the main thing we are interested in is just ensuring that we are up to date with any other updates. Once you have updated Windows, you now need to close this down, and you now need to click on the link that's in the description below. You will then end up on a page that looks like this. We now need to go ahead and click on PB Setup. You now need to go ahead and select Windows, and we now need to go Save File. Once the file has finished downloading, you now need to go ahead and open up the zip folder. And we now need to go ahead and drag this file to our desktop. And we now need to go Save Functional Update to install. But I'm not going to actually install this update. But if you do have one and you do want to install it, then you can do. But the main thing we are interested in is just ensuring that we are up to date with any other updates. Once you have updated Windows, you now need to close this down, and you now need to click on the link that's in the description below. You will then end up on a page that looks like this. We now need to go ahead and click on PB Setup. You now need to go ahead and select Windows, and we now need to go Save File. Once the file has finished downloading, you now need to go ahead and open up the zip folder. And we now need to go ahead and drag this file to our desktop. Once you have extracted the contents to your desktop, we now need to right click on the PB setup file and go run as administrator. You now need to agree to the terms. If you do, go ahead and click I agree, and you now need to press OK. We now need to go ahead and click on add again, and you now need to select Battlefield 4, and we now need to find the battlefield location. As you can see, it has actually already detected the game path for my Battlefield 4, so I can now go ahead and press add game. If this isn't the path for your game, go ahead and browse for the location of Battlefield 4 and then press add game. It will now go ahead and download and install the latest Punk Buster update for Battlefield 4. Okay, once Punk Buster has finished updating, it will then say finished with update. We now need to go ahead and press OK, and we can now close down Pump Buster. And as you can see, I do have client version 2.351 and also server version 1.905. And at the time of recording this video, You now need to make sure Battlefield 4 has a tick next to private. As you can see, both my two Battlefield 4s do, which is absolutely...
Now, you mentioned in one of your talks, you talk about Will Smith and some of the things that he's been through, with his marriage and that. Do you think he could have benefited from the system, the way of this way of life we're talking about?
Absolutely, he could have. I mean, look at the absolute. He's become a laughing stock. He was the coolest guy in the world, right? Everyone loved Will Smith before his wife completely destroyed him and wrecked him. It's really crazy to me, because we live in a world now where you have to be a real, I want to use the correct language here. You have to be an animal as a man. And I mean, you have to be like a real top shelf, top tier man to make sure that you can get through life in the Western world without either being embarrassed by a female, cheated on by a female, to still enjoy the company of females, to not have anyone try and take you to court or destroy you. Like if you're the top 1%, like I've done fine, then you can do it, right? But for the average man in the West, outside of the idea of an Islamic marriage, for example, there's basically no hope. There's no hope. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to pull off?
My day is now ruined. My day is ruined because one of the last people on earth who I didn't actually mind, Will Smith, is a complete bitch. Jada controlled this entire narrative from head to toe, the whole way through. She controlled everything. It's unbelievable.
The only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Myself. Only person who fucked me, myself. I'm the only one who tells which. See? Oh, yeah, baby, yeah. Exactly.
To realize that wasn't possible.
So we come into the red table. So I'm in the Jada position right now. So,
Okay.
Will comes along, it's his turn to talk, and the first thing he does is starts using a stupid voice. You know what Will is? He's a clown. Because there's ways you can make people laugh, like the cool way, and there's ways you can make people laugh when them laugh at you. And I never really thought of Will Smith as a clown, but he's a clown. Clowns sacrifice their dignity for humor. That's what clowns do. If you're like a comedian, you can be funny and retain your dignity. But a clown will sacrifice it. They'll pour a bucket of water on his head. Ha, 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 very funny. Think about that for a second. Imagine you're married, you're Will Smith, you could have had any girl in the world, you married this bitch, she's sucking another dick for 4 years, and now she'll just come along and say, I don't think I did anything wrong, and you don't correct her? Will has no frame, no game at all.
Mm-hmm.
About myself, and was able to really confront a lot of emotional immaturity, emotional insecurity, and I was really able to do some really deep healing.
Really deep. Really deep healing.
Og and I haven't talked in so long. You know what I mean?
We haven't talked in so long. It doesn't even matter. We haven't talked in so long. Imagine you go to court. I robbed a bank 2 years ago, and they caught me. Oh, yeah, but I didn't rob that bank in so long. Yeah, okay, what I did was wrong, but look at all the good that came from it. Let's talk about me and how I feel. I just feel attracted to, I knew there was a guy who needed some money and he's a broken person and I have to help him. And it was so long ago, Judge. It was so long ago. Jail! This is haram.
We were both broken in our own ways. And to be able to...
So when he's saying we were both broken in our own ways, this is actually a real common. For all the men watching this, I want you to understand something. Women will shame you for being masculine, and they will call you broken for being masculine. So Will has been convinced that he is broken, that there's something wrong with him for genuine masculine tendency. And this is what women will do. They'll shame that out of you. They'll attack you. And that he's accepted that he's a broken person, but you're not a broken person. You're so jealous. You're my girl. Why the fuck want another dude talking to you? So they're going to shame you. So he's just going, I'm broke. We were both broken. I was broken because I was jealous and, I used to get mad too fast. So these stupid things. So as a man, you're jealous. Well, you obviously had reason to be jealous because you start. But you're jealous because you're a man. It's normal. And you get mad because you're a man. It's normal. Men get angry. Men get angry. It's part of being a man. But no, she's broken him down. He's like, there was a lot wrong with me. There was a lot wrong with me. Nothing wrong with you. You're a man. No woman can tell me I'm broken. Andrew, you get angry really quick and you're super jealous and you're crazy. Yes, I am. Shut the up and sit down. Or find another man. Oh, I don't want anyone else. I love you. Coincidence.
Completely good. That means they can go through the firewall. And we now need to go down and find Punkbuster. So if I go down to P, as you can see, there are no Punkbuster options. You should have something there that says PNK BSTR, and it should be A and B. You need to make sure they have ticks next to them. However, if you are missing this option like I am, then you now need to just simply close down or minimize the Windows firewall for a second, we now need to right click on the Battlefield 4 shortcut and go open file location. You now need to go ahead and go down to this option here that says PBSVC. We now need to right click and go run as administrator, and you now need to keep this option here ticked, install reinstall Punkbuster service, and go next. You now need to agree. You now need to go ahead and go down. You need to make sure they have ticks next to them. However, if you are missing this option like I am, then you now need to just simply close down or minimize the Windows firewall for a second. We now need to right click on the Battlefield 4 shortcut and go open file location. You now need to go ahead and go down to this option here that says PBSVC. We now need to right click and go run as administrator, and you now need to keep this option here ticked, install reinstall Punkbuster service, and go next. You now need to agree to the terms. If you do agree, go ahead and press I agree. You now need to just simply close. That means they can go through the firewall, and we now need to go down and find Punkbuster. So if I go down to P,
are now neutralized. We have taken the base. Come on, let's keep pushing forward. I can't go anywhere! The charge is now set on objective Bravo. Charge has been set on objective Alpha. Our charge on objective Bravo has just been disabled by the enemy. Use your medkit, go get it! Now taking objective Bravo. Objective Delta has been neutralized. Objective Delta is now ours.
Hello friends, this is your host Harish Bali from technofair.com. When you connect your Windows 10 to network for the first time, default network that it selects is public. This network type is most restrictive. You may want to switch between public to private or private to public depending upon your need. In this particular tutorial, I am going to talk about few ways that you can follow and use to switch between public and private networks in Windows 10. Profile is to go to Start menu, then Settings, go to Network and Internet, then Wi-Fi if you are connected through Wi-Fi. Scroll down and you will see Manage known networks. Click on it. Right now I am connected to Amplify 5G. I'll click on it and then forget the password.